Hey guys, there's no way that I'm actually going to do the answers video all in one part, so it's going to be in a few different parts because I'm working every fucking day and then I'm going to Edmonton for a week and then I'm back and etc etc. I'm really fucking busy because I've got two jobs because what I'm doing right here on YouTube does not support me financially yet. So we'll see about that. Anyway, if you're here from my film reviews channel, then check out these other channels. One, and let's put that right here. Yeah, and vice versa. First question.
You got Swedish viewers. Yay.
I answered your question last time. This is the exact same video. Why are you responding to this new questions video with the exact same video that you sent last time? I answered it. I put it in its own video because you were late and I already did my video and you sent another one anyway after the fact. But it's here if you want to see it.
Adam, what would you rather be? A monkey with your human brain, or you with chimpanzee personality?
That's a difficult question because it would be pretty cool to be a chimpanzee with my brain, because then I could not be really stupid, but I could also dominate people physically, but then they would probably have to shoot me, and I don't know, like, would I be a terrorist chimpanzee? I don't know what I would do, but if it was me just in this body with chimpanzee personality, aren't we closely related to chimpanzees anyway? Don't we already kind of have chimpanzee personality? Aren't we in that sort of like, throw poop at you tribe mentality? I know I am. I throw my poop at everybody. But if you're asking that it would change my personality, then would it no longer be me? What defines me? Is it my brain or is it my body? Either of those two options would no longer be me in any sense.
Adam, what would you prefer to do? Cut off your hair for charity, or say you really like Transformers too?
I guess if I was gonna cut off my hair, it might as well be for charity. I already said I like Transformers 2. It's my favorite movie of all time. So I don't see what the conflict is there.
You really love the Lion King. Scar makes you touch your ding-a-ling.
Hey Adam, I'm sorry if you've already answered this, but what are your feelings on The Walking Dead? I liked the graphic novel, probably because it was just so sexually frustrated. The show, I'm not such of a huge fan of. It's still good, but I just don't think it's worth all the wanking absolutely everyone has been doing over it.
Well, I never read the graphic novel. Sexually frustrated? What? But the TV show is kind of hilarious in ways that it's not supposed to be, most notably season 2. I guess I'll get more in-depth on that later. Hint, hint. Not gonna say when, because I don't know yet, because that takes a long time. Becoming less of a hint the more I say about it. But, I don't know, season 3 happened, and even after their mid-season thing, I was like, oh, I can't wait for them to start back up, and then they did, and then I still haven't seen anything after the mid-season, and I don't even care right now. I don't care if anybody spoils it. People die in that show. It doesn't matter. How is anything a spoiler in that show? It's a soap opera where zombies come every once in a while, and that's my thoughts on it. But for a more detailed and more accurate, yeah, just wait.
Who are your top 5 favorite YouTubers and your top 5 worst YouTubers?
Does that mean favorite shows on YouTube? Does that mean favorite YouTube channels? Does that mean favorite YouTube commenters? I don't know. Here are some, not 5, but a few people that you should just check out and subscribe to, because they're good and they're underrated. So go get them. Go get them. And as for my least favorite, that would be most of YouTube. To limit it to 5 would be unfair to all of the other YouTubers that are just as bad.
I wanna know if you'll be my girl.
Nope.
How long have you been in music / playing instruments / singing? Because your stuff sounds beautiful.
Thanks! A very long time.
Are you sick of people asking whether you're gay or not? You get asked it a lot.
Can't say I'm really bothered by it. I mean, gay people are curious as to who's gay as well, but that's because they want to get laid. So I don't know what sort of effect it has on like straight people. Like, I mean, if you're a chick and you want to get laid and you're like, are you gay? So you can find out if they're available. That makes sense. But straight males like putting so much of an emphasis on knowing who's gay and who isn't is kind of weird. But it doesn't bother me. To each his own.
Do you read comics? And if so, what ones are your favorite?
I read Archie comics when I was really little, and the only comics that I've purchased as an older person, I guess I'm an adult, isn't that crazy? It would be like, I have a Squee comic and Johnny the Hey, I'm wearing that shirt, the fucking Happy Noodle Boy. Johnny the Homicidal Maniac, yeah, fuck, they're funny, okay? And otherwise, just porn. Because that's my subculture. Half of it's comics. And my favorite ones would be ones where you don't automatically hate the person because they make so many fucking spelling errors and add in a bunch of stupid shit that doesn't make any sense and suddenly, whoa, I'm spontaneously inflating. How embarrassing.
Do you draw?
Nope.
What actor or singer do you identify with?
I definitely identify with Conor Oberst, the lead singer of the band Bright Eyes. You guys have all heard this a million times before, but his lyrics are very personal, and it makes me think that possibly our past experiences have been similar, or at least interpreted in our own minds in a way that would be similar. But I'm not naive enough to think that if we met each other in person that we would get along right away or be best friends or something like that. He's probably not my like alter ego or anything like that. But I feel like I identify with his lyricism, that's for sure. He's into spiritual stuff. I'm not, I don't know.
What song are you going to master next?
I have no fucking idea.
Why are you doing another question video?
Why are you doing another video response?
What day is it in Canada?
It's Catterday, and I think we should fuck with everybody and just post furry cat shit on Catterday. Make everybody really mad because there's already Furry Friday, but we should keep posting furry shit, but then only post furry shit that's cats on Catterday.
Is Tuesday a good day?
Nope.
Are you familiar with Herdblush, the website? And if you are, who's your favorite artist?
Of course I've heard of that website. Go Piracy! Persian would probably be my favorite.
Have your movie reviews ever gotten you laid?
Nope.
What part of Canada do you live in?
The part with all the Asians and weed.
What is your advice for future filmmakers?
Try not to fuck up. Try to look at your own work objectively. Try to see it through the eyes of an audience member and what they might need in terms of information and context for the film, rather than just looking at your own film and being like, I made it, and making all of these justifications in your head, convincing yourself of, oh, this is okay because blah, 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 this is okay because blah, blah, blah. Try to look at it through an audience member's perspective and try to do something that doesn't treat the audience like they're fucking dipshits.
Also, what's your favorite color?
Purple, or blue, or black.
Number 1, why am I so sexy?
Nope.
Number 2, why are you so sexy?
Giant penis.
Number 3, why am I awake at 5:52?
Giant penis.
Number 4, have you ever seen a French film called Night and Fog?
Nope.
How did you get so many people to see your channel?
Giant penis.
Does it ever bother you that your review channel gets so many more views than your vlogging channel?
I don't see why I would be upset about it, because I don't really put as much effort into this channel than I do my film reviews channel, but I do put a lot of effort into my music channel, which does not get nearly as much attention as my film reviews channel, but that was kind of the entire mindset that I had going into it anyway when I started my film reviews channel, was if I can get more of an audience through my film reviews, through a medium such as comedy, when I see other people do it, I'm like, I can fucking do this. It's fucking comedy. It's comedy. It's comedy. Like, yes, I do put a shit tons of hours into it because of the editing and because I'm actually doing research into what I'm saying, but the fact that I'm doing comedy right off the bat makes it a million times more accessible. Just do me a favor and go to the most subscribed on YouTube and see how many of those are comedy channels. Yeah. So for something like music, it's more or less me trying to make someone feel something instead of just laugh at something. Like, comedy is just as relatable as music can be, especially sad music. But in terms of relating to a sad song, that's not necessarily an emotion that most people are trying to seek out in their music. Most people aren't exactly trying to feel sad. And that kind of limits my audience. But my music is an honest representation of my feelings, more so also my feelings that I had growing up. And I haven't recorded every song that I've made thus far, and I've still got a lot to go. There's quite a backlog of songs. But yeah, it's like my film reviews are like the Blu-ray movie, and my music is like the official soundtrack, and my vlogs channel is like the bonus feature DVD, and my gaming channel is like the sequel that has nothing to do with the original, that only people who were expecting to see anything of the original will go and seek out, and some people will like it and other people won't.
So being German myself, I wonder if you know any movies from my shitty country that are actually good. And I would like to know what you think about German cinema in general.
I don't have a strong opinion on German cinema, because I'm sure there's a lot of bad shit that I haven't seen, but there's some good shit that I've seen. Run Lola Run was really good. The Lives of Others, Downfall. I want to see Goodbye Lenin. There's a bunch that I haven't seen. The White Ribbon was fantastic. The nomination for Best Foreign Language Film official for Germany, even though it was directed by Michel Haneke, who is Austrian, but I guess it's a German movie.
Stop.
Giant penis.
What kind of TV shows do you like? I know you watch a lot of movies, but do you watch many TV shows? Some of my personal favorites are It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia and Regular Show, and the second part of this question is, what do you think of those two shows? I would love to know what you thought about them.
I don't watch many TV shows. Honestly, I find TV shows to be a worse version of movies. Depends on the show, but I kind of like waiting until something's over so I can just watch it when I want and not be waiting for something like fucking Breaking Bad, which was supposed to have its final season last time, and then they split it in two, and they're like, oh, it's still the same season, we're just gonna sell it in 2 different DVD box sets. No, that's a dick move. So for those two shows, sometimes I see my roommates in the other room watching It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. It looks pretty good. I haven't really watched a full episode myself, but just what I've seen, going to the kitchen and getting myself some food so I can go back to my cave and spend the entire day editing. Regular Show is pretty funny. I think Adventure Time's better though. No strong opinions on those, but it's in the positive area, not the negative.
Number 1. Can you touch your toes standing up without bending your legs?
Let's find out. Fucking rocking the pajama pants before work. Can't. How am I gonna? I guess. I guess you can't see my hands, but it's pretty obvious that I'm touching the floor right now. I can even get my head to my knees. Ow. Ouch.
Number 2. What is your favorite furry type, or in general, just what are you into?
I don't know, it's more of an instinctual thing, like I start to determine what my interests are in that fashion once I realize that I like it, and if I were to try and interpret that in a sort of way, I would say that the fur faggotry stuff, I like big cats, and if there was like a trait to give to the animals that I find myself fond of, it would be anyone that could probably kill me if they wanted to. I like things that could like toss me around or whatever. It's getting really personal, but I like doms.
Ever been to Scotland?
Nope.
Do you like mahogany?
Nope.
Do you watch any anime?
Nope.
What is your favorite fandom?
You're asking a fur faggot what his favorite fandom is?
7. Favorite food?
Giant penis.
Favorite band?
Bright Eyes!
9. Favorite song?
Nope.
I made milkshakes. Can you please explain why you're not in my yard?
Do I look like all the boys?
Do you believe that living organisms have influence over the fate of the universe? Or
do you believe that the universe has a predetermined destiny for everything
not by deity, but simply by cause and effect.
Whenever I hear this argument, it always boils down to semantics over what someone would consider to be free will rather than arguing over free will itself, because that's the only thing that's really being argued here is, do we have free will? When you're talking about whether or not everything is predetermined, it's really just, do we have free will, yes or no? My answer is yes and no. And the reason why that is because yes, we have free will, yes, we are making decisions. I'm making a decision right now, but is that decision predetermined? That would be the bigger question, because yes, I'm making a decision, we have brains, but our brains are also subject to the laws of physics, just like you can mix an acid and a base and get a chemical reaction. That's the whole fucking human race, that's the whole existence of everything is a chemical reaction. We're just the fucking slow motion spark of someone lighting up their lighter. We're the curling of a wave. We're just the most complicated form of an action reaction, because there's so many atoms and molecules that this eventually and inevitably winds up happening. We're just a byproduct of science. And to further delve into what I'm actually talking about, because some of you might be really fucking confused, is yes, you can make decisions, but there is no fundamental proof that there is an alternative to those decisions. When you think of an alternative to something that happens, an alternative is just your representation of something that you could have done, but there is no could have because you didn't. Once you do something, it's done. There's never, I could have done that, because you were never going to have decided to do that. And yeah, you can be one of those people that plays those fucking games and goes like, I'm making the decision to talk to you right now, but secretly I was going to, and then I decided not to, and then I decided I would, and then I decided not to, and they just flip back and forth on the switch of their brain of going yes or no. And they're like, haha, there's no way that someone could predetermine this. But it's not about predetermination. It's about the fact that you did it. You did it, and you were always going to have done it. No, like, if something was different in your past, then you would have made a different decision. But nothing was different in your past, and there's no way that something could have been different in your past, because it wasn't. When you take a drug, a hallucinogen, or weed, or alcohol, or Adderall, or anything, you're taking a physical substance, something that's physical, that we created. You can hold it in your hand, you put it in your body, it goes through your bloodstream, and it affects your consciousness. Your consciousness is not exempt from the laws of physics. The laws of physics behave on your consciousness. Every decision you make is a conscious decision, and is influenced by the laws of physics. The laws of physics being nature and nurture, etc., etc. It doesn't matter if you're making a decision based on something that hurt you in your childhood. That something that hurt you in your childhood was a decision by someone else, that was caused by a decision by someone else, etc., etc., etc. But it's potassium and electrons in your brain. It's not your consciousness. Just because you are personally experiencing something doesn't mean that it is exempt from reality. If you know what I'm saying, this is a really complicated response, and some people might not understand what I'm saying, but some of you will, so there you go.
Why, in your opinion, do so many people ask you about the movie Fight Club, and why you only just think it's an okay movie? Not even an okay, I'm pretty sure I remember you saying that you thought it was a good movie, but why do you think so many people ask you about that movie in particular?
Different wardrobe, Adam. Yeah, wear my jacket. Yeah, it's because I just got off work because I didn't have time to finish it. And then I work again in another 9 hours for about 4 hours. And then I'm off for about 2.5 hours. And then I work again for 5 hours. I quit smoking like a week ago. And so that's making things extra fun. To answer your question, it's kind of self-fulfilling prophecy. The fact that now everyone's noticed that Fight Club is one of those things that people ask me will now continue to make it one of those things that people ask me. In fact, you wouldn't have asked me about Fight Club had it not already been mentioned that Fight Club is a movie that people ask me. So you're adding to the problem. Why? Because it's, that, and it's a really easily accessible movie, and it's not stupid in the slightest. It's pretty smart, but the smartness of it is really easy to understand. And and there's things that you can notice within the film, like the little one frame, like little flashes of Brad Pitt, which are really cool, and I like it, and I think it's a good choice, and other people are able to pick up on that really, really easily, and thus it's a very accessible movie, and people like it. It's a good movie, but it's not the best movie ever made.
You mainly talk about a lot of newer films and your favorite movies. What would you say are some of your favorite older movies from, I don't know, maybe the 50s or 60s? Because I've just noticed there's a particular trend with you that you like to reference newer movies.
Well, when you're someone like me who tries to keep up with as many current films as possible, especially to make my lists of recommendations, then it kind of makes it a lot harder to find time to go back in time and see a lot of the older films. There's plenty that I am looking forward to seeing. Like, I really want to see Repulsion. I really want to see Persona. I really want to see The Seventh Seal. Like, I know which movies that I think I'm going to enjoy at least, but I haven't seen them, so I don't have an opinion on them. What I have seen that I really like that are kind of older films are like Rosemary's Baby was fantastic. Paths of Glory was fantastic. And who knows, maybe once I get more free time, hoofs crossed, then I can, be able to spend more time doing this shit, which would be nice. And I'm not trying to say like, oh, donate to me, because that's a really temporary fix to my financial situation. So even if I was to get a certain amount of donations within a period of time that it was significantly helping me out with rent, I wouldn't consider that as something that I could cut down my hours or quit my job for. If, let's say, I was making that much in ad revenue, though, on a consistent level, then I would be able to cut down on these other things that I'm doing. So spread my videos. That would be the biggest help that you could possibly be, would be to not spam people, not be annoying about it, but if you hear someone talking about The Lovely Bones, you just be like, you're a fucking idiot for liking that movie, here's why, and put it on their Facebook.
Hey Adam, so what made you want to do movie reviews in the first place? And firstly, how did you start off?
Giant penis.
How many movies did you go through to make your 2011 top 10 list?
Too many to count.
Roger Ebert recently passed away, as I'm sure you're well aware of. As he and Gene Siskel were great influences on me, I'd like to know what were some of your great influences on your thought processes and also on your critiquing style. Thank you.
Well, obviously Red Letter Media was a huge influence on me. I'm not going to deny that. I said that in my first video. Like, obviously. Every review that I do does get further away from the Plinkett style, but I think the main difference is that I'm not so much portraying a character. I'm not cutting back to, like, my basement. I'm not trying to, like, do some sort of accent. I know my voice is also drony and bored and kind of deep, but that's me, so I don't know how I'm supposed to change myself on that. There was a point where I thought that having to break it up in sections, like chapter 1, this is the subject that I'm talking about on the film, and then we're going to move on to the next subject. I thought that that was absolutely necessary for me to get my points across, but then after my second review, I was like, I don't even need that shit. That shit just looks forced right now. And as the more that I do it, the more I'm able to sort of differentiate myself. And plus, I mean, doing the top 10 of the year video things, like, I don't know how many other critics do it the same way I do. I mean, most of them just have the poster in the background and will talk about the film and say, acting was great, the cinematography was great, everything was great. Like, and although I don't really flush out as much as like a text-based review could on particular points about the films that I like, I at least try to back it up and sell it to you guys and showing you a 1-minute clip of something that I feel either best represents the movie or best sells the movie, or, you know, something that would make you go like, holy fuck, I want to see that. I know what it's about, and not just someone said some words about it that were the exact same words that they said about every other film. So, yeah, Red Letter Media, pretty big influence, and other than that, Confused Matthew was an influence on me, It showed me what not to do, and yeah, it's good.
What do you think of the band Queen?
Pretty fucking good. Bohemian Rhapsody is such a classic song. It's a good one to sing at karaoke. I've done it several times, and nothing really bad to say about Queen. I don't listen to them much, but it's one of those things that I don't mind that I know all the lyrics to most of their songs without having bought a single album, because they play it a lot on like classic radio stations and everywhere. And it's part of pop culture at this point, but it's good. It's good.
What conspiracy theories do you believe in, and to what extent?
I don't really believe in any conspiracy theories, but I don't deal in absolutes either. I'm not a Sith. Could 9/11 be an inside job? It's more likely that it isn't, but are there people that benefited off of 9/11? Fucking for sure. And so we live in an environment that really encourages conspiracy theories because politicians are fucking bought. The political decisions are being made in the interest of corporations and not people. And because of that, people are inclined to believe that since we're being lied to about so many fucking things, that we're being lied to about other things. And I mean, there's no proving or disproving of the moon landing hoax. You can prove that yes, it's possible to go to the moon, but you can't really disprove that the moon landing was staged any more or less than you could disprove that there's a god or there is no god. And I'm an atheist agnostic. Like I said, I don't deal in absolutes, but I live my life based on the idea that there is no god because I haven't seen enough evidence to assume that there would be one. So yeah, that's basically my stance on it. I don't agree with a lot of conspiracy theories, and I think the Illuminati thing is like fucking crazy when you try to say like, oh, these song lyrics, that's proof. That's fucking retarded, and you're making your entire argument just look ridiculous. You could attach any meaning to song lyrics. They're intentionally left vague because that's how you make a relatable lyric to the fucking blank slate, like, majority of society that go, oh, the song's talking about me. That's why they're left vague, is because you're supposed to be able to relate to them. And yeah, you could attach it on like, oh, I left and now I'm moving on. Like, how many times has that been put forth in a song as an idea of like, I'm moving on up, or oh, my life is in the gutter right now, I made a mistake. Like, fuck, if you're just gonna use that as reason enough to buy into like the Illuminati shit, then you're kind of fucking stupid. Yes, there are people that control our politicians, namely corporations, but I don't think that there's this whole like Illuminati that's secretly putting triangle shapes in movies and making suggestive lyricism to make themselves more vulnerable to being noticed and being like, tee, look everybody, we're controlling the world, and like lizard people and shit. Like, no, if there's people controlling the world, they don't want you to know about it, and they would have control over our internet. I don't know. There's too much misinformation about all this shit to make any definitive choices about it. But if you're wondering about my opinions on specific conspiracy theories, I'd say that it's more likely that we went to the moon. I'd say that it's more likely that 9/11 wasn't an inside job. But I do acknowledge that there are a lot of inconsistencies with the government's official story, which doesn't necessarily mean that this grasping at straws reality exists, because having the official story of a plane jacker's passport magically surviving an explosion and then landing on the ground and just someone picking it up and being like, oh, this is proof that this is the person that did it, like, that sounds kind of fucking ridiculous. And especially when they say that the black box didn't even survive. There's so many fucking inconsistencies, and I don't think that's enough to jump at a separate conclusion. But I don't think it's enough to buy the government's official story. I think that there's something in between, and I think that there's, I don't know, some sort of, like, I guess, halfway point where, yeah, the government fucking lies. We know that shit. But I don't know. It's a difficult question.
You made a post on your Facebook saying, that the reason you didn't think you were successful is because you don't review movies like The Room. I guess sort of taking a slam at like critics who, like the Nostalgia Critic, etc., who review The Room. And I know the Nostalgia Critic tries way too hard to be funny, but like you reviewed Birdemic, and I'd say that's an easier target than The Room.
Well, first of all, that was just me being overdramatic and kind of self-righteous and looking at other YouTubers with like 1 million subscribers and being like, what the fuck kind of world do we live in? Why don't I just appeal to 12-year-olds? But it wasn't about having easier targets to review. It was about jumping bandwagons. It was about, doing a Twilight review. Like if everybody didn't hate Twilight or doing a review on The Room once it's already so popular. When I did my review on Birdemic, that I was basically starting the bandwagon. I was trying to jump on it before anybody else did, and I don't think that there's really a bandwagon for it right now. Maybe, who knows? But I was trying to get to it first. And same thing with Megan is Missing, another like super easy target. But I probably wouldn't have made that one hadn't I seen those positive reviews for it, because that pissed me off. But it was about jumping bandwagons, about me being upset and just being pissed off at myself for having at least some form of integrity over what I decide to review and what I decide to do with my online presence. And of course there will be inconsistencies and I'll be a fucking hypocrite, and you can take this video and take a clip from it and put it on ED next to me doing the exact opposite of what I complain about. But at least I have some form of integrity in the sense that I'm doing reviews on things that I'm actually interested in doing a review on, and not just because it's a popular thing to do that has been proven successful to get views, which is, jumping the bandwagon like the Harlem Shake or anything like that. Maybe, if my interests were genuinely just popular things, then, I don't know, it wouldn't be as bad. Like, if I really liked Slender and it was like my favorite game of all time, then sure, I could do a Let's Play of it. Like, for your information, I'll be doing a Let's Play on the Amnesia, the second one, because I'm legitimately interested in playing that game, but I don't want to do fucking Happy Wheels just to get views, And that's what I was complaining about, was just the jumping the bandwagon, not really having to do with what's an easy target and what's not.
What I want to know is, do you have a favorite actor? And if you do, why?
I don't really have a favorite actor. There are actors that I really like and actors that might influence me to see a film more so than other actors, because I know that they've consistently done a good job in their performances, but I don't really have a favorite actor. I used to just sometimes say things like Jeremy Irons because I think his voice is super fucking hot, but after seeing those like couple interviews a couple days ago where he talks about gay marriage and where he talks and says like, smoking doesn't actually shorten your life. It's the fact that smokers are generally lonely people, and just that kind of just ruined the image of him in my mind of any like attraction. Like, plus the fact that he's like super old, like older than I like, even though I like older guys. It's kind of pushing it. But yeah, now he's pretty dumb. And this was a question about who is my favorite actor, and I kind of turned it into something different. I'm sorry.
What's your favorite anime? Is because I would eventually ask you that.
I really like Death Note, and I like Wolf's Rain. I think it has a fantastic soundtrack, Wolf's Rain. Yoko Kanno, what up? And I haven't finished Wolf's Rain because I got to the point where there were recap episodes, and I was like, fuck this shit, and I haven't seen it in a long time. I don't know if I'm going to finish it. I don't know if it's just good in my memory or what. I don't know. I watched Gantz, which was pretty cool, good enough and entertaining enough and different enough for me to watch till the end, but I didn't like how it was in real time, how I had to watch 3 episodes to see an hour pass in the world of Gantz, and I felt like it ended way too early in terms of story. I was like, what the fuck? They haven't barely done anything. It felt like nothing actually happened by the time that I finished it. In terms of movies, I liked Princess Mononoke, Spirited Away. I have not seen Grave of the Fireflies yet, or Perfect Blue. I know things that are supposed to be good. I just need more time.
how many takes do you do? I don't make videos and this is my like 11th take because all of them were fucking horrible. This one's not great either, but I'm giving it my all. That's what you're gonna get. Jesus.
Depends on what I'm doing. If I'm doing my film review things, usually I'll just be able to read out my thoughts. I don't write a script for my film reviews, so sometimes I'll word it out and then be like, oh, that could have been worded better, and just change it right away. So I don't really feel like I need to write it out because I have my point form stuff that I basically know what I'm trying to say anyway. Sometimes I'll spend about 5 minutes on one line just because it's a bit of a tongue twister, but I don't think that that's reason enough to change it. I just practice it until I get it right. For quickies, I do typically try to keep them all in one shot, except for Evil Dead, because I have a lot to say about that movie, but I don't know, not 11 takes. I'm sorry. You should make more videos or something.
The reason I am making a video for this is because I missed your comments portion. And I wanted to thank you personally for putting so much time and effort into your yearly reviews.
Thank you. I do appreciate it. And it's a good thing that you made a video response because you're really helping out with the ratio of not male youth from the Eastern Hemisphere.
Second question is, are there movies that you've reviewed in the past that you'd like to revisit now that you're older, or maybe you've matured as a movie critic?
Well, yeah, I don't think that Dark Knight Rises was an 8 anymore, and I don't think that The Amazing Spider-Man is a 7.5 anymore. They're both somewhere between 6 and 7 on an objective level, but I did base part of my review, especially after only seeing it once, it's kind of difficult, but I based part of my review on my expectations of the film and what I expected it to be. So right now there's all these people criticizing me over how I didn't like The Evil Dead when I feel like I'd have some legitimate criticisms. And so after seeing people have their say in the comment section about The Amazing Spider-Man and The Dark Knight Rises, I'm not succumbing to pressure as in being like, oh no, everybody hates me and I better change my opinion to agree with my subscribers. But no, I looked at what other people were saying about the film and I considered those criticisms to be legitimate. And if you're about being older, wanting to revisit stuff, I don't really want to revisit any of my full-length reviews because they're pretty much set in stone. I don't think it would be right to touch them because not only is it what I put out as a reviewer, but it's like a historical thing. It's like, this is what I was at one point, and this is what I've grown from, and this is what I improved off of. You'll see some people's content on YouTube that stays the exact same the whole fucking time. They've never learned anything since they started. And I'd like to be proud to think that I learned a fucking lot by experience and by doing things myself and openly critiquing my own work and being open to criticism that other people have given me. But I don't know if I've noticed mistakes and things that I would have liked to improve had I had this knowledge back then, like going through my M. Night review when I talk about why The Sixth Sense is his best film. I don't really explain why. I just kind of act as if it's a given, like it's classic, therefore it's good, but I should have fleshed that out more. Things like that. But I don't really retract much of what I said in terms of my opinion on the movies that I talk about in the full reviews. Like, yeah, M. Night sucks, end of story. But there are things that I would have done differently, especially when considering how different my current reviews are from the ones that I started out with.
Hello? Yo, hey, yeah, no, hi, sorry, no, I'm still here. Yeah, no, I'm just still cleaning up. I made the hugest mess. I don't even know what I'm doing. Sorry, actually, can you hold on 2 seconds, honey? I gotta take this. Yeah, it's really important. Hey, Adam. Man, sorry, now that I got you here, I wanted to ask you something really personal. See, my girlfriend, she's kind of Christian, and I'm atheist. And I don't know if it's a problem or not, but I want to know your opinion. Can somebody who's theist honestly get into a serious relationship with somebody who's atheist or agnostic?
Well, I'm not a Sith, so I'd say it's entirely possible. It really depends on the circumstance and how passionate that each individual is on their particular beliefs. And I think that although it is possible, it's not something that I would necessarily aim for. Who knows? I could find the guy of my dreams. He might be fucking Christian. And I would be okay with that if he was the guy of my dreams. But so far, I don't think that that guy exists. So I'm just going to be a loner. And if you want my honest opinion, all relationships are doomed to fail anyway. And I'm a pessimist.
Awesome. Thanks, man. That's exactly what I needed to hear. In fact, I'm going to console her right now. Hey, babe. Yeah. Babe? 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 Where's my babe? Babe? Where's my babe? What happened to my babe? What happened to my babe? Where's babe? Where could she be? Just tell me where my babe is. That's fine. That's just tell me where she is. If you can just tell me where she is, then I can just tell me. Just tell me where my babe is.
We're sorry, the number you have dialed is not in service at this time.
Where's my babe? Where's my babe? Oh, fuck. Oh no, I did it again. I fucking did it again. Where's my baby? Where did she go? I know she's close. She doesn't like to wander too far. Yeah. Where's my babe? 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 Where?